Barstool Sports gets a sit down with President Trump. Dave Portnoy, of course, president of Barstool Sports, calls himself the president, and he's a fan of the president. But here's some of the interview with One America's Loren Rutherford.
President Trump sits down in a one-on-one interview with president of Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, to discuss what some are calling the Great American Comeback. Thursday, the president engaged in a casual and lighthearted conversation with Portnoy, who runs a media company valued at $450 million. Portnoy began the interview by asking the president how he felt about athletes kneeling during the national anthem. The president reiterated his disdain for the practice and noted there are other ways to protest besides kneeling, rioting, and looting.
Well, I mean, you can always say you run for office, right? You become successful. You can run for a lower office. You can do things. But there are ways you get groups together, and they can be very friendly ways of doing it, very successful.
President Trump claimed the country was on its way to becoming more unified than ever before when the coronavirus pandemic hit earlier this year. The president touted his track record before COVID-19, saying unemployment rates for minority communities were at record lows, while the stock market was booming. Additionally, Portnoy asked the president if he ever regrets some of the tweets he posts online, to which the president replied that he does.
You know, it used to be in the old days before this, you'd write a letter and you'd say, this letter's really bad. You put it on your desk and then you go back tomorrow and you say, oh, I'm glad I didn't send it, right? But we don't do that with Twitter, right? We put it out instantaneously.
President Trump also expressed some frustrations with China, confessing his trade deal with the nation is much less exciting now that COVID-19 has spread across the globe. The president conveyed confidence in the upcoming election as he believes third-quarter numbers, which are expected to be revealed right before November, will restore hope into the American people. He claimed Democrats are keeping schools and businesses closed for political reasons and do not wish to see the president's numbers skyrocket during such a critical election. When asked about his relationship with foreign leaders, the president said he has been the toughest president on nations such as China and Russia, but gets along with international countries well. The interview struck a much more personal note when the president talked about life before and after the Oval Office, recalling his success before he announced his campaign and the media coverage that soon followed.
It's a very vicious business. Somebody said, who's the toughest in the world to deal with? Is it Russia? Is it China? Could it be North Korea? I said, no, the toughest is the United States.
The two ended the interview in an upbeat tone by FaceTiming Portnoy's father.
I got a question for you. What would you ask this guy, Dad?
Loren Rutherford, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.